Okay. The fact that it says button hell.
Button hell.
It's got me a little nervous there. So Mitch was one of the people who were doing the Twitch broadcasts. Kind of slowly ramped up from 2015 to 2017.
Cineplex, großes Kino.
This is amazing. Well, welcome back to the 2024 World Dodgeball Championships here in Graz, Austria. We're about to watch the mixed foam gold medal match. I'm Ben Johnson alongside
Jordan and Dinah.
Now, Jordan, it's our first time doing commentary together, and that's for a reason. You have a dodgeball background, but it's unique, so tell us your story here.
My story is I'm a comedy writer. I'm writing the sequel to Dodgeball 20 years later, so I've been diving in. Obviously, I've seen the first movie 100 times, but this is my first time seeing live Dodgeball, and it's crazy. It's insane. It's so much faster than I was expecting. I'm learning a lot here that hopefully I'll integrate into the movie.
Meanwhile, as we have the referees coming on court, CJ Josint, as well as Nathan Herbert will be our head refs. And I hear that Team United States is first to be called. The coaching staff, Jeremy Lapierre, Kelly Salamone, Marjan Samedi, and Cody Stidham. Meanwhile, the opening lineup coming on court. Number 3, Young. Number 4, Grace Rowan. The living legends, Ashley Cook. Brandon Officer out of Seattle. Samantha Sayward, first year out of Philly Dodgeball. Rue Lee, holding up the left. Oh, I love the high fives and working their way into the lineup.
Supportive crowd over here. This is exciting.
Lucas Boyle, Jake Hebert, Kiara Oda out of Los Angeles, Hebert out of Dallas, Texas. So as you can see, truly national team.
An eclectic bunch.
Taylor Green, Matt Levine, and on the end, Kira Monroe. And there's that coaching staff. Looking ever so professional as well, right?
The suit's unbelievable.
And you also know this because you're here. We've got multiple fans on us. It's over, I'd say in Celsius, over 30 degrees.
I would say it's got to be 120 Fahrenheit.
It's inferno.
I mean, it's boiling, but worth it. Worth every second.
So good on them for putting a full suit on.
I'm in jeans and I'm going to die.
And now, Team Canada make their way on court. Coaching staff, Dennis Quinnell, as well as Gilan Sanfilippo, Corey Oko, and Sam Berry. Making their way on court, Riel Leaf, JC Morris, Benjamin Ing, Joel Jodoin, Jen Rempel, Karen Vanderdyken, Samuel Coe, Devin Simmons, William Andrusik, Taylor Ewell, Zion Leaf, Molly Pelche, Benjamin Rousseau, and Dan Holzer.
Strong team. Now, are you a foam guy, or you have a preference, foam cloth?
You see me commentating foam. That's
So
a bit
you're
of a
a
hat
foam,
tip
yeah.
right there. What I love about it is the sport started in different regions, and so or the cloth in Europe, foam in Asia Pacific as well as North America. And there was work over the last couple of years, as you met Dwayne Uzinski, to integrate all the federations.
Yep.
And what's been interesting is just keeping both types. Some variations in the rule set to have more alignment. But especially just to be able to kind of grip and rip that foam ball.
I felt them both, and it seems
yeah.
like it's much more grippable. But I like them both.
A little quiet from the crowd now.
Hush in the crowd.
So, first reactions of what seems very different. Kind of what comes to mind for you?
Just the speed of it. Seeing it live is just like, oh, and there's so much strategy, which I didn't realize. Like the wings of the people, they're going up. The flying squirrel. I mean, there's moves that I'm going to steal for the movie.
Awesome.
Real life moves.
It's one of the most amazing things about Dodgeball, the movie, is it's sort of a blessing and a curse. It's sort of like you have this parent who gave birth to the popularity of Dodgeball, the sport, and then you're in that parent's shadow.
Yeah.
Where every player has to go, oh, there's one line we don't like, and you've probably heard us say it throughout the week, and yet it's shone a light on an emerging sport.
Yeah. There's so many quotables, but yeah, it's the fact that it's lasted 20 years and people are still talking about it is a testament to the sport.
Cheers from both sides.
Look at this.
So, kind of initial question I have from you, and so you've mentioned from a comedy writing perspective, and we're in Austria, so we use some German as Zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Kind of how would you say it was early 2000s, and now it's 20 years later? Kind of how has the comedy writing changed between the movies is what you'd expect?
I mean, as such a fan of the original, I'm trying to keep as much intact as possible and keeping all the same tone and comedy and characters. And I think the only thing that changed is like, you don't want to punch down anymore. So you're not making fun of people. Like I think in this one, I'm hoping to make Dodgeball like it feels really big and it's a large sport and it's like an arena thing. So the comedy should be exactly the same if I do my job right. But, comedies haven't had a good run the last 20 years, so it's up to me. I got to bring them back. It's, it's all up to me. It's on my shoulders.
You heard it here first?
Yeah. I'm going to save comedy. You heard it here on this Twitch feed. But yeah, it's interesting to navigate because everyone's going to be like it's not as good as the original, but you got to top it.
Wouldn't that be the curse of every great sequel?
There's no avoiding it.
We've got our opening line coming on court. Taylor Ewell getting ready alongside Andrusik, Ko, Leaf. And now the big-bodied Johnson is preventing us from seeing everything just now.
Blocking our entire view.
Riel Leaf, Joel Jodoin, J.C. Morris for Canada. Meanwhile, Rowan holding up the right side. She's got blazing speed. She's also a professional runner out of Portland.
I hear Cook is the one I should be watching. She's very good.
And she's making her way mid-court. Ashley Cook. We've got Levine, Officer. Brandon, Officer. He's got a baseball background. This is one of the interesting things is you might expect any throwing sport, especially in North America, to have a lot of baseball players. But what's really cool is it's not a kind of default need. You often have the sort of the footwork of basketball players as well, right? Like it combines a lot of athletic needs.
And softball, a lot of softball too.
Oh, and that's the windmills coming out, particularly out of the women's game. And Lucas Boyle is ready for the opening rush. Thank you, Derek Johnson, for moving out of our way. That's the opening rush and the toss back. Something we often say is the first third of the game is just in that moment. As the players hustle, toss back, make a potential throw, which we didn't see there. If you can get one or two players out immediately, huge difference.
Yeah. And how did it decide who runs up? Is it predetermined?
Oh, absolutely. And the whole lineups, right? And what we know is both Boyle and Rowan have just incredible speed. As Andrusik is taken out, balls up, and protection by Boyle. Three players heading to the line. Pump fakes. Cross not connecting. There's number 8. She's slowly making her way back. Now watch out for a potential windmill here on the far side. There it is. J.C. Morris. Out of Manitoba, beside her fellow Manitoban, Taylor Ewell. On the left with a hard throw, expertly blocked by Boyle. Riel Leaf. So the burden to throw with the extra players on USA, and they take out Leaf.
Strong start for the U.S.
Absolutely. Resetting the shot clock with that. You can see Boyle slowing down his team. Get that extra ball. Spreading out. Send one wild. And also you positioning yourself defensively. She wants to square up against Boyle. Pop, pop. And one of the most fascinating things, so there's the vessel where they put the air in for foam.
Yeah.
It's mostly foam, whereas you can see with the cloth balls, it's kind of like they took a coat hanger and put some cloth around it.
Yeah.
So easier to transport. But the foam ball only has that one vessel to touch. And so unlike a baseball where you might see the seams and grips, so it's really hand pressure and hand placement. And then we'll see some wild throws, especially from this angle.
Yeah.
Opening rush, no damage. Play call coming from Ko. He's in the middle. Representing BC. And a brilliant counter by Officer taking out Leaf.
And the retrievers, I had no idea how much work the retrievers are doing. They're getting the ball, they're throwing it back. I mean, it's wild stuff.
And honestly, it's probably more difficult just from an energy usage than playing. Because you can see there's moments where, say, Green, Rowan, no ball in hand. They're often hanging back. Sometimes when we see a player like Cook and Green, say, that far back, they're trying to shadow, as Morris might be throwing at Levine, and Green's hanging back as that ball decelerates. But then those ball retrievers have to full out sprint.
Yeah, they're running all over the place, in the crowd.
Rowan gets tagged out. 5-on-5. First point has gone USA's way. Officer, Levine, Boyle. And it's Officer leading the charge here for his team. Good throw, Levine. Burden, Canada. And a 1-2 punch makes sure to take out Lucas Boyle. And this is where we can see how even both teams are, as they're taking one player off at a time. Andrusik eliminated. And Yule, so advantage player-wise now, USA.
Look at this. It's because I'm here. I'm here.
Beautiful throw.
Windmills, crazy.
And what's unbelievable, too, is we saw it I call it kind of the walking the dog,
Yeah.
if you're like doing the yo-yo move. And then also there's the sort of the neck punch. And that's when it goes right upward. And it's so difficult to defend that one. Oh, here we go. So my favorite moves in dodgeball are what we just saw right there. Joel Jourdouin gets the catch, takes out Officer, and actually that's probably my favorite part of the dodgeball movie is talking about the two-man swing. In this case, bringing in Riel Leaf. Difference maker for Team Canada.
Oh, look at this. They're right back in it now.
I would say the catch is dodgeball's equivalent to the home run. As they send two. Cook keeps herself alive. Green providing pressure there.
The catch is actually more rare than I was expecting. I haven't seen a ton of catches today. I was expecting it every game, but not too much.
Well, maybe after the game you should have Ashley Cook throw at you.
That's what I want to see.
And you'll experience why it's incredibly difficult, especially in this heat. You know, I don't know about you. I already have
sweaty
hands.
palms.
and we're not on court with 1,000 people watching us. Good throw. Stays in offensive stance. Slow to retreat. With the extra ball, burden the throws on USA. Green, Cook, send it. No connections.
The double ball carry, too, something I wasn't expecting. Even a triple ball.
Oh, yeah, when you see kind of two in one arm.
Like you load it up.
Good throw, better dodge. Shot clock. Back to USA with the ball burden. And across a trade situation now, 1v2. Now here we watch the defensive stance. She's ready to protect. Do a 2-ball block, maybe counter in the action. And it works out for her. Remember, Jourdouin caught back Leaf earlier. He's already had a heroic moment. He resets the shot clock there. Back to him. Both players looking for a tiny opening. He tried to get it right there. Shot clock counting down. Easy 2-ball block. Also very skilled to often swipe to the side, because
Yeah.
if he boops it forward, it probably goes back to her. Hey-oh! Crucial point to establish even Stevens here. So, dodgeball question for you. I remember a cameo from Lance Armstrong.
Yeah.
So that'd be a famous athlete for the time. Have you started kind of workshopping like equivalents?
I mean, why not get Lance back in it? That's what why not get, there's also like Simone
go to the
Biles.
OG.
You
Yeah,
get
yeah.
There's a ton of new stars. Get someone from this game, maybe. Maybe we get Cook in there.
Yeah.
Has there been any crossover from like this league to like that's starting to get known like virally?
Yeah, that's a good question, and it's always been fun to see when the NFL has like a dodgeball game.
Yeah.
But the equivalent of sort of cross sport solo show and a late throw, Drusik keeps himself alive. Meanwhile, Devin Simmons, representing PEI, sends one right on target. And that's great protection right there. And good teamwork. You notice how they basically switched out who was in the up front position, pressuring. Levine now taking that right wing. Oda on court. She's middle. Woo-hoo!
That's a catch.
And that's the downside of solo throws, even if they're just blazing speed, is if you've got Leafs grips. Rowan tries for the seam, that's unsuccessful. Now only 3 players remaining for USA. They have the burden to throw. You can see these balls, once they hit each other, if they're going at each other, as Morris's limb this time, they render it inert.
And what's the shot clock? 5 seconds? 10 seconds? What do they get?
They get 10 seconds. Canada with the burden. Either side. Ooh, catches are looking to win this match. And Drusik wearing the C. You can see that play call there by Officer. Going low, Sam Coe, who himself makes the play call. Watch Simmons again. Coe calls his own number. Ably blocked by Officer. Good pressure, both teams. That's the thing. There's the intimidation game, right? You don't have to throw always.
A lot of pump fakes.
That's one thing as players move up from a kind of recreation intermediate. As Leaf does what we really need there. Okay, Officer's saying no, these balls hit each other and no out, so referees have to talk. But this is one of the higher level strategies within dodgeball is, I call it a trade envoy. She's there. She doesn't mind if she gets, because there's so many other Canadian players. But she has to make the shot, which is confirmed. Leaving a great moment here, a 1v, but 1v many. Kiara Ota, this is her first year for the team. Pinpoint accuracy is something she's known for. Let's see it on display now. Good throw.
Unbelievable.
So you might, if you're her, you might be forgetting about Simmons. She pushes him back very smartly because these two players are staying far apart.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for your peripheral vision. And who do you square up against? As Coe sends it.
And what's the biggest upset ever? Is it 1v6 or like what?
Oh,
has anyone ever
absolutely.
come back?
Yeah. And it has happened. And it's. I think one of the things you see is once you've taken out half of them, there's this like aura.
They get nervous.
Right? Yeah. There's only
You've
three of
got
us.
to-
You're wait. Earlier 3v1s is she's taken out one.
I mean, she's doing it. This is crazy.
Easily blocks. She still has lots of balls and making good use of those ball retrievers right now. Kicking one over. You see another one comes on from the sidelines. That level of coordination is one of the subtle in the margin moments. Trailer and confirm. And that's another thing with that throw style. It's so unique that she was able to block the first one. It comes over and it sneaks under the ball. As we look at that replay from earlier on, it looks like. Big shot, attempted catch on. Ready for the opening rush. So Lucas Boyle, you notice he's moved in. Lee now taking that opening rush by herself. Another little part of the game is how you line up the balls and choose your opening rush. She chose, they put the three together. She's going to go by herself and basically retreat as quickly as possible. Possibly make use of the ball retrievers to just kick it over and have them send it. Play call again coming from Ko. Part of the hardest foam team in BC. Great representation here. Chris Valance, Byron Wong, Shane Solberg, Brandon Willier. Play call from him. Watch Jadouin. He sends it hard on target. Good ups after the great throw, Andrusic. So one of the things we're going to possibly see with this defensive play call is what they do while the offensive play is happening. And we see that rush counter brilliantly taken. And that needs that strategy. It's like, okay, you and me, if you get thrown at, I'll rush, and I will either throw at the thrower or we'll choose maybe someone on ball.
Now, if I catch it, who comes back in? Is there an order? Of
Yes,
who went
absolutely.
Out?
So, and that's why we have that box on the sidelines.
Yeah, it's just okay.
Lucas ready to go.
Yep.
Morris. Not only amazing throw, which she sends, you got to get that pump fake for the windmill, which keeping that grip going.
A strong throw. Expecting it to come through the net right at us.
Feel free to put that in the movie, though.
I will.
Oh, hit and one. Now player advantage USA. See the nastiness. 3v3, good protection by Leaf as that ball rolls off court. Picked up by Mergler, one of the ball retrievers. Remember the USA, remember the Canadian men's team. This officer tries swiping away at it, but that timing is
hit
so
his hand?
difficult.
Where did it hit?
I don't know if it went on, because we got the opposite angle, if it went on his body and just kind of, sometimes it thuds at you instead of, well, and Levine actually made it clear that he did get it on hand. 1v3, so the edge seems to be so far in Canada's favor. Slow and steady, they've getting the leads here.
Not for long. U.S. is going to turn it around. I feel it.
At any moment, it could be 2-2.
She's going to catch. There we go.
And as you said, one of the things she could do is, we call it kind of selling out for the catch. She might try and pull one in, but they might want to put two on target, as they do.
Canada up by 2, no big deal. U.S. is going to come back.
One of the kind of cameos as well was Chuck Norris, which I feel was like our generation for like pre-internet memes.
Yep. I feel like he was the first meme.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah. It's just the, like of the many Chuck Norris jokes you could make, it would be Chuck Norris was the first meme.
Yeah.
And from a comedy perspective, how do you kind of work in the Gen Z version or Dodgeball 2?
I mean, I'm going for the fans of the original. So
okay, I like it. All right, so like kind of the Vince Vaughn fans of where like we love the early 2000s movies.
And Chuck Norris came out and was like, I have to be in the sequel. So
we
got to get him in it.
That's a little high five moment right there.
We just got to do it quick because I think he's 90 or something. Yeah, he's getting up there.
He gets to be wheeled on this Pat Houlihan, and then we see.
Beautiful, unveiling of Chuck Norris is what the world wants. Standing up in the theaters.
So timeout taken, 60 seconds. This is an opportunity to really stop the train, right? If you're USA, there's bring back the vibes, right? Because that can be that gut check feeling of like, oh my God, we're just not getting the little things that we need. What do we need to remember to do? And obviously Canada might be saying, hey, this is going incredibly well. Keep this line. Meanwhile, Karen Vanderdyken goes on court. And as well, Nico Nodal. So the movie featured rubber balls. Those we could hear them still. Yeah. No matter what.
The classic gym class rubber.
So Nico Nodal, he's a rubber legend.
Okay.
So there's also how do you adjust to different ball types is also impressive.
And do people switch from foam to cloth, or if you're one, you don't go to the other one? You have a specific thing.
Whoa, the movement on that throw as it takes out Ashley Clark. Well, there's maybe the you could have a preference and you could have a specialty, but I think over time we see players determining their type.
Yeah.
Right? And Nodal, here he is on the foam squad, going to the front line. Solo throw from Young. Also his first year. He's a member of Hex out of Arizona. Shots fired back and forth, crossing, but not connecting. Four balls in the attack zone. Ably blocked. A little bit of frustration from USA. And that's the one thing as well. This sport, game of inches. Wicked windmill and a shot on officer does it, but it's a trade. Double O out for Leaf. She's been a top target so far, playing admirably. There's Rodon.
All right.
I'm saying I'm good.
4v4, here we go.
Big rip, better block. Cheers coming from the fans. 4 players to 3, ball burden on Canada. Watch the player with 2 in hand as he sends one. 4 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the first half. Time enough for USA, if they can, get this set to tie it up before the half. Ko making a defensive play call. Jodoin rips it coast to coast. Taking out Young. So we are talking some Dodgeball 2 here with Jordan, the writer, alongside Vince Vaughn, or like do you?
Vince Vaughn is very involved. Yeah, he brought me in. He said, "Do you want to write this?" I said, "Of course. It's my favorite movie of all time." And yeah, we've been working together. Talk to him often.
And for anyone who wants to reconnect with him digitally, as he was featured times.
Yeah,
that was a great article, and audio recording too. And 1-2 punch does it. Nodal eliminated.
Yeah, he just got a star on the Walk of Fame on Monday. I was there for it. Great time.
Fantastic.
Yeah. All right, they're only down by 3. It's not so bad. Easy comeback.
Plenty of time. Most likely, as we see small changes from Canada. Devin Simmons now back on that wing. Vander Dyken holding ball, slow retreat. Sharon with Simmons. Sayward returning on court, number 13. My favorite number. As the refs chat, do you have a favorite number?
8. 8 is my lucky number.
Okay, has it been there like since you were?
I saw a lot of 69s here.
Yeah, okay. So, you gotta judge us back, because if we're like, hey, dodgeball, there's, like, we don't like all the wrench jokes.
Right.
You'd be like, excuse me, how many 69s are here?
Yeah.
And there's clearly a culture of kind of the non-serious culture,
Yeah.
and because like dodgeball's alongside ultimate frisbee, Quidditch, like the emerging, often called weird sports,
Yep.
right? And if you're playing that unconventional, but yeah, it's emerged in the zeitgeist within dodgeball. Has 8 been your favorite number since you were 8?
It's just been a lucky number, yeah.
Lucky
since
number,
I'm 8.
awesome.
But yeah, I went to Emerson College, and our biggest team was our Quidditch team. It's people they run around on the brooms. It looks insane, but people have fun. And who cares if they're having fun?
Absolutely. So, yeah, sometimes if you see the numbers in the 80s and 90s, that might be someone saying, hey, here's my birth year.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I love the representation of favorite numbers. Anytime you see 23, you go, oh, okay, that's bold.
Yeah. They believe in themselves, though. You got to respect it.
As all of these high-performance athletes need to do. Good shot, better block.
Now, is this a drinking sport? Are people drinking like at the end of the night after a match, or not really? You just got to stay fit and sharp.
Well, I think that's one thing, speaking of Michael Jordan, his era, that's drinking and smoking.
Yeah,
right?
You could do anything. It was the 90s.
And then, you have the Tom Brady's now that won't touch a toy.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant up. So if you want to have a lift like that, like Young,
you can't drink.
You're treating this like all day, every day, high performance sport. But of course, there's the social culture that is part of this, and as you can see, it's a tight-knit community.
Yeah.
And there is after parties.
I'm going to come tonight. I'll be there.
Fantastic.
Saw there was beer
Woo!
pong.
Tempted catch. Play call coming from Leafs, and so like using that ball as a little bit of a protection to hide the play. Sometimes you have verbal play calls. Burden to throw now on USA. Ball sails high, protection from Green.
Canadians are getting too cocky. They're about to lose it. I can tell.
With that swagger, they go to the line and then out of the gloves of Rowan.
I was dead wrong.
And we've seen some great catches earlier this match with Canada. USA just missing theirs. Whew. That was right to us.
That almost killed us.
Sayward protecting us. A little quiet in the action, getting that ball back. Shot clock counting down now. Coe again active in defense. It's not just to pause and hold the ball out.
Swipe, really.
Although you are a little bit a victim of like timing sometimes.
Yes.
Oof. Falling back but staying alive, giving everything to that defense. Leaf now communicating with teammates. They have a ball apiece. It's their burden to throw. Crisscrossing late. Chaos ensuing. And no hits. Sayward doing your best to keep the pressure on. Okay, now referees have to discuss.
Now, what are they talking about here? They see something?
Oh, okay, so it was at the end of the first half.
Okay.
Okay, as I saw them walk on.
So they
now,
don't finish the game? If
so
it's the end of the first half?
we are.
Oh, okay.
But one of the things we do is we remove one element, which is blocking. Because great blocking, as we saw, that could just sustain this match or the set forever. And so it's just like, here's the change. Now this ball is a part of your body. You can't hide behind it. If it does hit it, you can still try and catch at it, or a teammate to catch it. So it kind of has that like extra hot potato feel to it.
Yeah, that's
right?
fun.
You are allowed to flip the ball so that it's not on your body when it makes a connection. Referee's help as Green keeps his hands back, but Coe is eliminated. I like calling a reach greedy fingers. Like when you see that, so you pulled it back. But those are those moments Vanderdyken ruled off. Great throw, crossing. Now 2v2. Sayward seeing the ball. She grabs it. Oh, now she's a 1v2. Right on target. Andrusik out of Ontario. Team captain. He's wearing the 23. All sails just wide.
What's he going to do? Is he worthy of the 23?
Whoop! And he brings it in!
Wow.
He does!
Wow.
LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Will Andrusik.
The big three, they call it.
yeah, exactly.
Unbelievable.
Woo!
Wow.
And we are at the end of the half.
Hell of a first half. I mean, I would have liked the U.S. to be doing a little better, but they could come back.
Absolutely. We have a full second 20 minutes.
If they win 5 in a row, then they'll be the winners. How hard could that be? Let me talk to them. I'll give them a pep talk. They want to hear from me. I mean, the guy wore the suit. They have to win. Now, how long have you been commentating? What's the craziest thing you've seen since you've been doing this?
I think what I appreciate most is the team catch. So if a ball hits a player and just moonshots over and you see like that aggressiveness or diving at it to grab it, I think the craziest I've seen is a triple hit where the third was an attempted catch and he just lets it go. Because you go, hit, oh no, hit, oh, but he's got it, and then no!
Wow.
And then suddenly you realize half the team is gone.
Wow, so they're all out.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Well, we've been listening to Jordan Van Dyna.
Dyna. But most
Van
people
Dyna.
say Dina, so whatever
Van
you want.
Dyna. I probably, depends if you're in Europe or not,
Yeah.
so we'll use both.
We'll say, yeah, I'll take either.
Writer for Dodgeball 2, so thank you so much for chatting with us.
This was
And,
great.
and I figured you might want to send off with a line from the broadcasting team of the Dodgeball movie.
Jason Bateman. It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him. A classic. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
I learned a lot. This is amazing. I'm putting it all in the movie. All right. Well, have
Well. Okay, now we're talking dodgeball.
Hello, Benjamin. For those just joining, we are at the WDBF World Championships here in Graz, Austria. My name is Elisa Westman.
You've been listening to Ben Johnson.
I am just joining the desk for the second half of this game to give a little bit of a American perspective in the commentator's booth. Canada coming out
not
hard.
Not only that, because we did for a minute here have an American perspective in Jordan.
It's true.
Now a top-level athlete's perspective. So let's hear it. How was this first half?
Didn't know there was a camera. Maybe would have left the face paint off for this one, but you know,
absolutely.
We gotta represent our countries. This is Ben's and my third Worlds commentating together, and so it's always fun to do a U.S. versus Canada game.
Yes.
Always an exciting matchup. Here we are watching mixed foam at the half. Canada has come out strong. Score is 5-1.
5-1.
5-1. But I will say, speaking as an American, I do know these players very well. Can't write them off yet. Still got 20 minutes of gameplay left. There's still a lot of dodgeball yet to happen. So let's not put all of our bets on the table quite yet.
So, if you're coaching the team, what are some advice you might be giving? Hey, we're down 4 points. Is there any adjustments that can be made? Is there anything that wasn't working?
Yeah, these games have been very close. It's what it comes down to, though, is a win, right? No matter how the win happens, sometimes you just have to close out. Some of these games have been 1 or 2 players left on both sides, and what it comes down to is who is closing. I do feel like Canada's taking a little bit more risk. They're a little riskier right now, and it's paying off for them. So maybe America needs to be a little bit riskier on their counterattacks, because right now they got some ground to make up. And if they don't start being pretty aggressive here, this is a big gap to make up.
Something I love is I had Jordan say the commentary legendary quote from the Dodgeball movie, which is to say, a bold move. I hope it pays off. And you literally described that as Canada's strategy in the first half. So it's just that if you see me beaming right now, absolutely, that's what was happening. But we do know that USA, they can huck rocks. If we can see some unleashing of Ashley Cook right there.
Yeah, let's let her cook.
Let her cook.
Absolutely. The American women definitely have some arms on their side, some speed on their side. I think they need to a little bit more aggressively. It does feel like Canada's been running the pace and the momentum thus far, so it's now up to America to respond to that.
Devin Simmons now taking inside. Joel Jodoin holding the left. You can tell me any changes you notice. It looks like a very consistent opening line for both teams. And
it does look like there was a hit right off the bat.
Heard the cheers. Now player advantage for Canada, ball advantage.
And a beautiful retaliation by Ashley Cook. As we were saying, let's let her cook. And a back line, 2 out for Canada.
Simmons just outside while probably dodging out of the way. So now player advantage USA, ball advantage Canada. Shot clock reset, play call time now.
4v4. Beautiful dodge by the U.S. side.
All squared up, play call time. Again, let her cook. She sends it on target. And that,
ooh, and almost a ricochet out.
Yeah, absolutely. Could have had a sorry coming from Morris, but instead, Jodoin brought back on court with the catch.
Now Canada with the player advantage.
2 shots fired. Whew, and a back-to-back court snipe taking out Morris. Leaf, she was mid-court, putting pressure on now. Readies. And good up by Jodoin. He's the target with ball in hand. Jake Habert holding up the right wing for USA.
Ashley's pushing that line. So is Lucas Boyle, captain for USA.
Habert, a member of Outsiders. Plenty of Outsiders now on the inside of Team USA.
There certainly are.
So time for a
Honest
rematch.
out by Ashley Cook. Looks like it was a finger block.
As Ko is a limbs. As you said before, it's so close during the match. The difference is the closeout. As Jodoin gets up and out of the way. Play call, Leaf. No fakes, patience.
Lucas Boyle left in, taking out Leaf 2v1. Lucas is no stranger to the world stage. He was on Team USA in Edmonton as well 2 years ago. Let's see if he can take this game for the USA.
And the 2018 and 2019 head coach.
And another out on Ewell. 1v1.
Out of Dodgeball, Seattle.
And he hits some!
And also, what a guy. You can see here that there's ultimate sportsmanship.
Respect on both sides.
Loves the game and resets momentum potentially. Benjamin Ing out of Ontario.
Beautiful work by USA, bringing the score 5-2. Within reach, but it's still up to them to close this gap.
And that nasty windmill again for Morris. Ing, as I was saying, on court in the middle, number 5.
Ashley Cook looking for that corner shot. Beautiful drop on that throw.
That's another thing when we see these top-level dodgeball players. They can have the hard fastball and a nasty curve. Cook providing great pressure. Very impactful pump fake.
Looks like the refs are collecting. Oh, mop break.
Oh,
For those who can't hear it, I think the one team that every person in the gym can cheer for is the mop.
absolutely. And we need it on both sides.
Sure, you've heard for this from every commentator today, but for those watching at home, it is toasty in this gym. So it does mean there's a little extra moisture in the air and on the court. So we do have to stop and take mop breaks for player safety.
So since we're mentioning my Canadianism, you can tell us in Fahrenheit how hot you think it is.
It's a fair question. I want to say it's like in the 80s, 80s Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius.
Well, yeah, I was about to say it feels like we're over 30 degrees, and then plus the people heat.
The people heat.
We'll call it. And you've got this recent experience. What's it like on court? Does it feel even more like, hey, I'm feeling the heat of bodies all around me and the lights?
Yes.
Because you can't be near the fan. Like Team USA, they bring their own fan, but and you and I are very close to a fan. A shot fired cross court brilliantly on both sides, taking out the wings.
Slow to get up, number 8 from Canada.
Okay, we're going to pause. Safety, injury. Jodoin, we've seen him up, around, over many times. Andrusic checking on him, as a good captain could and should. Co-captain Morris on the right wing.
A little bit of a mop break. Looks like 5 players left in for Canada, 4 for the United States. Burden will be on Canada's side.
Play call coming from co-captain Boyle. Cook readies on defense. Do we get a rush counter? We get pushing and a hard
Beautiful
throw.
hit by Lucas Boyle.
Right on the hip with ball in hand and one
An
taking
extra
out Morris.
out. Beautiful throw.
Now player advantage USA. Good hops. Aggressive counter. Ewell puts it on body and gets it done. Now 3v3.
Beautiful hit by the United States, taking out Canadian wing or corner player, depending on where you are in the world.
And they've established player advantage. Can they close it out? They've got the players to do so. Good throw. Great protection.
I do think they were calling. I thought that was a hit as well, I must say, from our angle. So refs calling the Canadian player out. 1 player left on the court for Canada, Taylor Ewell. 3 players left in for the United States. Like I said, what's important is closing a game. Let's see if the United States can close this out.
Taylor Green getting a ball, communicating with teammates.
Yeah, Taylor v. Taylor.
This is her 2nd year for Team USA. She's out of Seattle. Known for a powerful rising throw. Pump fakes this time. Ewell wanted to get one out, resets the shot clock. Now burden USA.
USA with ball advantage and player advantage.
Here in the cheers, no eliminations. Well, slowly rolling off court and pushed back by Nurgle. Pressure provided, USA getting that extra ball. And have a little quick communication, no huddle needed.
So the United States wants to make sure they get this out and are smart about getting this out. Taylor healing out Taylor Green on that throw, so she's dwindling down the other side. But again, what matters is closing. It's kind of up to the United States to respond here, since they are down in points. They need to finish this and finish this fairly fast to make sure they can catch up and score.
As you said, Ewell doing her part.
Beautiful throw. Team throw by the United States, taking out Taylor Ewell, bringing the score 5-3. The United States is within reach now, Ben.
Only 2 points and plenty of time. As you were saying, that's an important set, only to demonstrate we can do this,
yes.
right? So far, this has been their half.
Yes. United States within reach, but they have to run the momentum here. They have to keep this momentum that they have just built over the last 2 points. And Canada's job here is to stop that momentum.
Rush, tossing way over. Unique play as Ewell takes out, I believe, Lee.
Yes, Ray Lee from the United States stepping off.
Co-captain Lee eliminated. Meanwhile, co-captain Jusik with the play call. Calls his own number. No elimination. Quick counter. Sails high. Matt Levine out of Tampa, Florida.
All 6 players still in for Canada.
Easy blocking. Boyle rips it back.
Beautiful hit by Lucas Boyle, taking out number 23 from Canada.
Pump fakes. 1 cent. Counter. Expect USA to be a little bit more counter heavy than Canada, although Canada needs to sort of recollect their old spirit from the first half.
Absolutely. Beautiful team throw.
Should go in confirming, but
Yeah,
that
seemed
like
like a pretty
perfect
clean
on
hit.
the knee. It has that thump to it.
We can hear it from over the commentator's booth.
Leaf getting out of the way. There's that rising throw from Morris.
5 players left in for the United States, 4 for Canada. Again, it's up to U.S. to catch up here, so they have to play a little fast.
Levine twists and chases the ball, but he wasn't able to catch up to it as Ko is eliminated during the play. They still have a player advantage at USA. It's their burden to throw. Brilliant.
Yep.
Throw.
So what happened there, she blocked into her foot. So that is an out.
Woo!
Another throw by Lucas Boyle.
And a nasty one to boot. Chasing out Leaf. And we've been here before.
We have.
Taylor Ewell. She brought it down to a couple. Can she do it again? Can USA finish it off?
And they do, bringing the score 5-4. There's still just under 10 minutes left on the clock. Plenty of time for the U.S. to tie things up. So the U.S. has just taken the last 3 points in a row. They had the momentum on their side since the change in the half. Ben, if you're Canada, what adjustments are you making right now?
You know, I wonder if there's any roster changes. If anything, like it's like obviously it's tough to see in the moment here when is any player and not riding high, and so often a different player who's fresh and ready to go in the second half might also provide a new element.
That's completely fair. Sometimes a new player comes in, brings in new energy.
Actually, and I remember that from the women's game.
Yes, I can speak firsthand. Sometimes a new player can come in, bring some
boom.
energy, lift their team up, and that's all it takes to kind of shift the momentum back to the other team's side.
We're all about the vibes now, and that's what we got to see. And so what is it also like to be that player who comes on, and it's like, I have brought hope to us.
I don't know about that. My coach told me to go in and hit somebody, which I didn't quite do that. But you know, when you see your player out on the line doing something big, it just inspires the rest of the team to go and play their heart out as well.
Again, we're staying with the rotation that we've seen before. Vanderdyken back in. She's number 10 in the middle. Gets the toss back. No damage either side. Burden to throw, USA. Whew, high heat.
A little bit of a high throw. It's, again, very wet, very moist in the gym, so sometimes these balls get a little wet, slip out of the hands, so some of these high throws are not intentional.
Ooh, and that one is, though. Morris slowly walking off.
Beautiful throw by Brandon Officer out of Seattle, Washington. A good amount of Seattle contingent here on this mixed squad.
Just pounds the rock. Sends it again. Oh, missing him. Boyle looking for a ball. Huddle time.
I feel the energy on the U.S. side right now. They are pushing the line. They're keeping Canada on the back line, which means they're really pushing the momentum, pushing the pace of the game.
Vanderdyken sends it. Counter at her.
Very counter heavy on the U.S. side.
We're likely to continue to see one cent. Great throw, Simmons. Taking out Lee.
5 players left in for the U.S., 4 for Canada.
Noting that Lee is also a co-captain. This is her first year on this activated squad.
Also a Seattle contingent.
We got a lot of Pacific Northwest here as Sam Coe, Karen Vanderdyken coming out of the west. And whoa, what was that foot doing out there?
Beautiful, beautiful throw by number 19 from Canada, taking out Brandon Officer. But he also looks like he stepped on the line.
Refs need to discuss there, just confirming.
Looks like it may have been a line out. Is that what you're thinking, Ben? So for those at home watching, these lines are hard outs. So does that mean even if you accidentally put a toe on that yellow line, you are out? Lines are lava. So players have to be very careful as they are dodging these balls to stay within the boundaries.
And we're ready to go again. Watch USA. Solo send and connecting on target. First half, Shadouan was doing unbelievable things to get away from the ball. This time that ball is his superior.
Oh, and across court, and he finds his target.
Oh, wow! Vanderdyken against 4. She's got the ball burden, sends one. That's a big jumping jack there. I think we could have stood under it.
Just over 7 minutes left in the half. U.S. wants to close this out. Ashley Cook keeping Vanderdyken back, putting pressure.
Shot clock now counting down against USA. Reset though. Lucas Boyle, presence of mind, leader of leaders here.
For those at home who don't know, any ball crossing the line resets the burden clock.
And that is a hit, and that is a tie score now.
Here we got a ball game. We got a ball game, at the half. Weren't quite sure, but
So I'd say, just the way you came on court and changed the vibes for your team. This is the.
Is this me doing it here in the
at least a
commentators
Westman
booth?
effect.
All right, now the crowd's getting into it. I think it's fair to say the two countries that brought the most players out of anyone are probably the United States and Canada. So we do have a good amount of fans for both teams here.
Solo throw. Shadouin really wants that ball. William Andrusik on the left wing. 1 cent countered and connecting on him. The shot accuracy this second half is phenomenal. First half, Canada had a lot of catches when they were on body. It's not happening so far. Was Boyle unable himself to make a catch. Officer's throw had that amazing left-right action, but that right movement kept it away from Morris.
Brandon Officer getting hit out. Couple big losses for the U.S. team. Let's see if they can get a catch, bring them back in, do some work.
Ready, set, and 2 on
And
target.
a hit.
Oh, that
Beautiful
trailing
team
ball.
throw.
That was really important there. Jodoin thinking he's clear, and that second one smacking him hard. Good ups.
Good dodge by Kiara Ota out of Los Angeles. Oh, big catch.
Rips for Morris. And Jusek looking like a prisoner exchange.
3 ladies left in for the United States. Rayleigh, Kiara Ota, and Ashley Cook. Ashley Cook just stepping out off that hand block. Missed out.
Ho with the throw, gets rewarded with another ball, and sends it right on target again.
Rayleigh last in for the United States.
Oh, Captain Lee sends it between bodies, resets the shot clock. Burden to throw with the players, Canada.
Ray's an amazing dodger, so I do believe she's going to try to survive.
Oh,
the catch, and she does!
We got a game here.
Bringing in Lucas Boyle, and a hit right off the...
Boyle is rolling. He sends one.
Coming in hot. He had a few minutes to rest, and he said, let's go.
Real Leaf up, down, left, right. Getting out of the way, representing Hyper out of Victoria, BC. Member of Team Canada Mixed Foam in 2022. Part of the gold medal winning team. What a throw!
2v3, the 2 captains for the United States out of Seattle, Washington left in.
Crosses.
These 2 are very comfortable playing together. They play together a lot. Let's see if they can get some team coordination here with ball advantage.
Yule wanting to throw at her. Ko getting one at him. Taylor Ewell, also a member of the Team Canada Mixed Foam Squad in 2022. USA 4th overall, I believe, at the 2022.
3rd. Mixed foam got 3rd in Edmonton.
Oh, yes, they won the bronze. Absolutely. As you should know. And as I should know. Play call now. Canada. Solo throw, but it hits the
Honest
fingers.
out. Very honest out by Lucas Boyle. Didn't look like a hit from over here, but even if it just grazes your finger, it really is up to player honesty to take that out. And Rayleigh gets that hit on Taylor Ewell.
Lee ready, sets, throws high of target. As we said, Boyle, quite the sportsman. And it's so difficult in those moments for refs to see. And we need hard hits like that to make sure there's a point.
2 minutes left in the second half. Canada up by 1 point.
And this is where I need to remind folks, if you don't know yet, within the final minute, if there's an end of a set, there's a 30-second runoff of the clock because teams have 30 seconds to set themselves. Timeout has been called.
I don't even know which team called it, but either way, it made sense. Both teams need to collect themselves right now.
Yeah, if you're Canada, you're reminding yourselves of what just happened here. Like you have the control for the win. That you can make this happen. what do you want to say to USA?
USA has to take this win to tie things up, to go into overtime, to take the gold here today. So it is up to them. The pressure is on them to get these hits. This will likely go into no blocking, I'm going to say. So they're also probably putting together a no block strategy. But the pressure is on the United States to take this point, to make this game just be that much more interesting.
Can we make any roster changes? Or is this, we have who we have?
If I'm the United States, I guess I am. I guess I'm thinking about who has been surviving, because no blocking is really about surviving. Who's been dodging well today? And who, obviously who's been hitting, because those are the two big things when it comes to dodgeball.
You see Taylor Green back on court. An early advantage this set. Lee so pivotal in the final moments. And the last one, first out. Whoa, those are the ups again. Shadouin, even after earlier pain. Officer clipped. Oh, saying, hey, let's slow our roll. Time for a play call. No rush. Meanwhile, Lucas Boyle saying the same thing. Hey, easy. The point don't have to rush ourselves. Just hard throws like the one from Ashley Cook. Great blocking. Who's looking up for that potential catch.
Yep, which is a very smart play. Canada with player advantage right now. They're playing it very safe. But it does look like Boyle gets a hit.
Shoe shot snipe. Cheers happening from the crowd. Whew, got a good angle for that throw. A lot of movement. Resets the shot clock. Back to Canada. Well,
beautiful throw.
That definitely looked like a beautiful throw that went on ball and somehow made it on the body. And here's a catchable opportunity. Oh, not quite. That you would have had to be insanely brave to go for that.
Big hit.
That's a hard out on Andrusik. 4 on 4.
4 on 4. 5, 4, 3.
Oh, game clock.
And we're in no blocking. We love no blocking.
We absolutely do. And you called it. This lineup had to be prepared to go into no blocking. As the name says, at the end of each half, the set can transition into no blocking. Making sure it is even more of an offensive game, or if the ball's on your body, time to pull it right in. Will we see a catch?
I hope so. Makes it more exciting. But as it sounds like, no blocking is exactly what it sounds like. Players are not allowed to block. If they accidentally block the ball with the ball in their hand, they are out.
Unless they catch it.
Unless they catch it. But it makes this game go much faster. It means that you have to survive either by catching or dodging. Those are your only two options if you're being attacked.
As they say, time for some free baseball here. The equivalent of extra innings. Right on target. Squares it up. Is this the advantage that's needed? USA has to get this. Boyle now taking the right wing. Strategic change. Gets just out of the way. Play call. Are they going to let her cook? Oh,
beautiful throw.
That one's definitely an out.
Definitely.
Boyle. Play call on defense. Expect some sort of preemptive throw.
And a good throw, but Cook. 2v2.
Will we remember the missed catches being the difference? Or will it be the offensive performance here? Oh, getting well out of the way.
Canada with ball advantage.
I think he pointed. Oh, they send a lot of balls, but Boyle getting well out of the way. Lucas gets one in hand.
Ashley Cook, Lucas Boyle. Very experienced Worlds players, both of them. And that looks like a hit on number 16 for Canada.
Again, Yule by herself. She's got balls all around her. She can't use them to defend herself.
The United States should throw a team throw here. They do not want to risk a catch. Do not risk a catch. Just take the clean out.
Oh, what a play!
Catch. We're going into overtime, everyone.
And that's the catches win matches.
Catches win matches.
And Boyle showing why he's a co-captain there. The presence of mind, getting hits, but also going, I can get this. There's a bit of a lift up, right? And it's tough. You know, he's a slim man, so hitting the chest, that's actually a difficult area to catch.
Absolutely.
Right? It's just as likely to fly back at Yule.
Yes.
But so he like the grips to hold it there.
Confidently
Elite.
hold it. Absolutely. Well, I think it's fair to say U.S. fans are pumped about this one. We love overtime.
So,
This will be the second actually gold medal match for the United States to go into overtime today.
so tell us about the overtime rules.
4-minute overtime for foam. WDBF rules normal. So we are back to blocking. After the 4 minutes is up, it goes into no block. And then it's just last man standing wins.
Or woman. This
Or
is a co-ed
woman.
match.
Yes. So we are going back to normal regulation play for 4 minutes. Ideally, either team would like to close it out in that 4 minutes. But again, we do have the overtime, no blocking contingency. And I do think also, if this hasn't been established, it's fair to say Canada versus U.S., one of the largest rivalries here at World Championships. We are cross-border neighbors, play each other fairly often. A lot of friends on the other side of the court, but it's always feels good to take that W home.
Canada looking to repeat. No matter what, improved performance by USA, but they can say, you can keep the silver, I want the gold.
Mm-hmm.
Even they can say that there's enough silver going back to the
Yeah,
USA.
we got enough silver.
We need a little diversity in the cabinet.
Yeah.
Opening rush. Yule ready, sets, and it's a sneaky throw from Morris.
That was a smart play. I didn't see
eyes.
that coming.
Yeah.
We were all watching Ray Lee protecting herself. Morris came in from behind.
Walking the dog. And it just went coast to coast there, like corner to corner. That's as far as that ball can go. Chance for both teams from the crowds. Captains in the middle, making their play calls. Inside green, officer on the wing.
Big dodge.
Dodging all day, Jourdouin. Oh, and a misplay by the ball retrievers. Give an extra ball to USA. I want to track that one. That's the karma ball right there. As a hard hit is made.
All 4 Seattle Dodgeball players on the court right now. Want to call that out, along with Ashley Cook.
They're ready for the West Coast Express. They send one, provide pressure from the middle players. Jourdouin staying alive. Benjamin Ng in the middle. Pump fix, and a Jourdouin throw and a fallback. He got as small on court as he could possibly do.
I do believe the refs are debating that one. It does look like there may have been
A little mop moment at the very least.
yeah.
I like the signaling.
Yeah.
Referee CJ. Across from him, Nathan. CJ, Joe Saints, Nathan Herbert, Benjamin Ing putting pressure again, and we saw that play.
Beautiful throw by Ashley Cook.
The Cook counter connects.
She should make shirts made that say that.
And the ball making the noise off her. Hey-oh! And that's how it's done. Jodoin taking out Boyle.
That is a big out.
And it's out for out. No obvious leader yet. Oh, especially with that hammer.
Another big out. Beautiful throw by Ashley Cook. Does look like there may have been a little bit of an ankle roll on the way down.
Partly because those ups have been 2-story jumps. And he's been doing it again and again, and we see it in pain.
Taking a moment here to get him off the
the
court.
refs aren't stopping. Maybe they've stopped the play call.
They believe it. But what I do like here, less than 2 minutes left, we got a ladies game. It's 3v3. Only the ladies left on the court. Just kidding. I read that wrong.
Sorry, Ben. One Ben to another. Need to point that one out. But as you said, as 5/6.
5-6. Apologies.
3v3, 6-6. It can't get better than this. It's important to establish burden. It's on Canada. Pressure, but no counterattack.
Uh-oh, may have been a shagging error.
Oh, no. What was it?
It looks like maybe it was like a shagging error. She's reached, I'm not quite sure. Retrieving error, excuse me. It's an American term, means something else in most other places in the world.
Ing, Yule, Leaf. Ing with 2 in hand.
Taylor Green and Rayleigh, last tune for the United States.
Big rip. Green, good accuracy. Leaf, great hopping. Chance of USA. 2-ball block, protects it.
Less than a minute left in regulation play. I do believe the United States is looking for a catch.
Great ups. And a good counter, but better duck from Ying. Getting small. Play call by Yule. Hard on target. Counter doesn't connect. A late throw as well by Leaf. Lots of balls on the USA end. And not a lot of players. 1v3.
Rayleigh, last in for the United States.
Ball block. The ball retrievers making sure she has 2 in hand, and they're ready to give her another.
Staying alive. And we're going in the no blocking.
I was really hoping for that. It was just the fact that we're like literally taking every opportunity here to extend this, just proving how equal these two teams are, these two nations. 4 mixed foam game at the gold medal match here. 2024 World Dodgeball Championships. Graz, Austria. It has to come down to this. Sun's out, guns out. Preemptive throw. And it hits her. Big cheers coming from Canada. Repeat champions. Congratulations.
What an exciting match, though. The United States was down by 4 points at the half, scrapped their way back, point for point, took it into overtime, made it as close to a nail biter as possible. And that's what we're here to watch, right? It's some good dodgeball, and that was some exciting dodgeball.
The world's best. So, as we reflect on that match, did we have any particular highlights? I remember the Boyle moves, like just the hit, the catch.
One of my favorite moments was when Rayleigh was last in. Big catch to bring Boyle back in, and they closed out that game. That momentum of a big catch just excites your whole team, and it's
Explosive
hard.
energy for everyone.
It's hard to stop that momentum on the other side. So it's those game-changing moments, the tides, the shifts. That's what's really exciting as a spectator as well.
Ooh, and we see Jodoin needing some support. Thankfully, able to walk on his own 2 feet. So congratulations, both teams. Well, the day is not over. We've seen the men's foam. We've seen the men's cloth. We've seen the women's foam, the women's cloth. So what's next after the mixed foam?
Mixed cloth. Next up and last up on the main court, Team Austria versus England.
Is what I want to say as well. Oh, you know what? I have easy access to it.
Do stay tuned. A lot more exciting dodgeball still to come.
Cloth. And you nailed it.
England.
Austria, England.
And I think on the cloth side, these two are pretty big rivals as well.
Absolutely. So we're going from one rivalry match to another. Thank you everyone for watching this mixed foam.
The players are for the last and final game are going to get warmed up. After that is going to be the medal ceremony. So do stay tuned as teams are honored for all the hard work that they've put in over the last, not only the last week, but the last 2 years. A long time coming for a lot of these players. But thank you again for joining for that exciting overtime game here at the WDBF World Championships here in Graz, Austria. My name is Elisa Westman.
And I'm Ben Johnson.
It was lovely having you.